First week of September, improvements. Dale took the time to optimize MyTech with a pier view so he didn't have to click off all the layers. He just has a pre-setup that turns on piers and pier dimensions. Taking time to optimize our tools like this is a huge win. Way to go, Dale. Neri for this week, for his double headers, took time to create dedicated locations for everything as well as labels so he doesn't have to waste time sorting through product. He can just go right to what he needs when he needs it. Beautiful job, Neri. Greg added visual controls to the faucets in the bathroom. That was an upgrade from just the verbiage that was there. Awesome. For the bathrooms at Beasley, we only had one set of keys for toilet paper and paper towel dispensers. One set for all of Beasley was a really bad plan. Thank you, Greg, for fixing this. Austin Anderson added some drop-down selections as well as some stock product to our millwork sheet the sales guys use to communicate with coordinators. Simplifying our tools like this is huge, makes it easier to hold the standard. Thank you, Austin. When staging carts for window receiving, we label each cart with the specific PO for those windows. But there's a bunch of carts, and so just the process of getting all of them labeled, there was a lot of waste and back and forth in the process. Connor fixed this with this little layout sheet. On Tuesday afternoons, we do our lean class in Espanol. Amazing group of people right here. They're going back through 2-second lean. They covered chapter 3, one piece flow, talked about not doing a bunch of batch work where defects might be hidden. Amazing group of people right here. For our high-end wood exterior doors, like our Southwoods, when we install them, we cover them with house wrap to protect them through the construction process. Sean shows us how we cut down house wrap so that we can wrap those efficiently, not wrestling a full roll of house wrap. Thanks, Sean, for showing that. Colin showed us another improvement made in panel stacking. 12-foot braces, a standard location for those at working height so you don't have to bend over for them. Eliminated a lot of wasted transportation and motion, and they're right there at the bundle where they're working. Awesome job, guys. Stevie showed us how we're using QR codes now for printer service. If anything needs service, you can just scan that code. Makes it super simple to get some help where you need it. Dell showed us how he took the time to optimize his mouse for his role in design. I love this because we've got so many amazing tools in BizTrack and MyTech and even a mouse, and taking time to optimize those for our roles can just eliminate tons of waste. Let us get on to value-added activity that adds value to our team and our customers. Great job, Dell. The IT team fixed something that bugged the builders in the plant. They increased the size of the mouse cursor so you could see it on the TVs. If you're visually impaired like me, this is a win. Thank you, guys. Jordan and the guys in Mount Juliet created a dedicated spot for special orders that come in FedEx and UPS. Didn't really have a dedicated spot or process for that. They fixed that so that nothing gets lost in the shuffle. Dedicated spot for the paperwork. Great job, guys. Danny was dealing with his paperwork flopping in the wind from his fan. That bugged him, so he just fixed it with a little magnet. Guys, these little things matter. I love this, Danny. Great job. Davis and Umberto created a skill matrix for the certification for Trust Warrior. Makes it easy for Davis as the supervisor to see where people need help, where they need to be cross-trained, and as he has an opportunity, plug them in those spots. Great job, guys. Daryl and the service team created a collaborative template for the sideways report so that guys can add stuff to it throughout the day and not have to have one person compile all the data at the end of the day. This is super cool. Other departments should steal this idea. Great job, Daryl. Sophia added Kaizen corners to the dedicated spot for the cleaning supplies in the bathrooms. This is awesome. So now not only do the supplies have a dedicated spot in the bin, but the bin has a dedicated spot and you can easily see if it's not there and go replace it. Dell did some 3S sorting at his desk. Sorting is getting rid of all of the things that you don't need that are cluttering up your space, taking up value-added resources. Great job, Dell. At Beasley, Matt took it upon himself to take down Narrowgate's sign as they have moved out. This prevents customer confusion or vendor confusion. Thank you, Matt, for making that happen. Jeffrey showed us his bin, his dedicated spot for all of his pre- and post-walk tools, so he always has what he needs. Doesn't waste any time hunting for tools. Great job, Jeffrey. Thanks for setting the example. Great improvement in panels. Thank you, IT, for this one. We used to have to count each individual stud from the computer, and then the builders grab those studs from the bundle. This just left room for human error for defects. Now ShopNet calls out the stud count for each wall. Just eliminates that whole process of having to count and the potential for error. Just great improvement. Thank you. At Beasley, Rashid pointed out that it bugs him when vendors are parked in front of us in the morning because they don't know what bay to back into. And we got a sign made. Thank you, Rashid, for pointing that out. Definitely something that needed to be improved. This works great. Corey at Beasley created a dedicated location for unit tags for carts moving into production. And then if pullers have a back order, created a dedicated spot for those jam tags so that nothing gets lost in translation, a standard process there. Sean and the guys at 424 did some 3S around the picnic tables and morning meeting area. Looks great, guys. Thank you. The maintenance team at the truss plant consolidated some of their parts into bins, just old things that we might need to part out later. Instead of them laying around all over the place, they consolidated them. Beasley Production created a standard spot for jam tags for cased openings, as well as wrap to wrap those up. Just a standard process for cased openings that I'm not really sure that we had before, or if we did, wasn't as clean as this. Great job. Dean and I think maybe Nate and Sean came up in this improvement. We've been struggling with when we have small MDF casing. We couldn't put the handles on it like we usually do because it would damage the casing, and so we weren't doing the handles at all. And then the casing was getting damaged when it got strapped for delivery. So they came up with the idea to just staple it to the inside of the casing against the jam. This works super well. Great job, guys. Jeffrey showing us a new spot inside of BizTrack to put customer-specific, customer playbook items. We want to stay very customer-centric, and so having a standard spot to put those customer preferences, maybe customer idiosyncrasies that everybody can see is a wonderful improvement. Great job, Jeffrey. Umberto's been working on this one for a while, standardizing the way the sawyers stack the material for the builders, and he pulled all the builder leads together and got on the same page about the way they want that done. Can't wait to see the fruit of this. James showing us the safety harness they use in service and install. Safety is a huge thing, extremely important. Love that we have the right tools for that. Thanks, James. And something we learned from the Japanese post office. They have an obstacle course that they run every morning just to hold the standard of what operational excellence looks like when operating a vehicle. And we do that at Beasley. So service team showing us how they back a trailer into a tight spot. This is something we do every morning just to hold that standard. Awesome job, guys. Thanks for keeping it going. And there's another week, guys. Thank you so much for all of the amazing ideas that help us serve each other and our customer with excellence every day. It's just truly amazing, everything going on. Super exciting. If I could offer one thing, try to work on videos instead of photos. I think it just tells the story so much better. So for people who are outside of your department who might not totally understand, I think the videos are just a better picture, a better story of what's going on. So let's try that for this upcoming week. Thanks.